Hi everyone, this is Killshot from 99 Gaming. This is The Walking Dead Season 7 Sunday Spoilers live chat. We're up to episode number 11. This is Hostiles and Calamities. We did a little bit of this chat on our Wednesday Walker edition, but there's some new information that has surfaced, and the hype train is full speed ahead. We are ready for just an awesome episode tonight. So I see a lot of people jumping in the chat really quickly. The counter is going up, going through the roof. So a few shout-outs to get this thing going. So, Flower Girl, what's going on? Ethan Y, Taco Bro, Moody Girl, I saw you might not be here the whole time. It's all good. I know you're heading out to check out the show somewhere else. All About Clash, what's going on? So many familiar names. So we're going to pack this house. Sundays are pretty awesome. I mean, it's a busy day for me. By the time we get to the live reaction tonight, my voice is almost gone. So I'm just talking all day long. We did the Chill with Kill segment this morning. Had a lot of fun with that. Comic book reading. Really good comic book reading. A couple pack openings, a little bit of gameplay. And here we are. This is like the pregame show. So I see a few new people here. So let me let a few more people get in the door. Once that happens, we'll do the ground rules. Got to have rules, right? LA China, what's going on? Thank you. Appreciate all the awesome comments on the videos as well. Kelly F., what's going on? Marissa, good to see you. Carmen Trance. Sharon, how you doing? Ramon, all the way from France. So it's got to be late for you, right? So you are burning the midnight oil to stay up for this spoiler chat. So the questions are already coming in. Question number 1 from Daryl Dixon. Do you think Eugene will betray Rick? That is $1 million question. A couple of weeks ago we were talking. I said, I'm torn. I don't know if it's going to be Eugene is going to drink the Kool-Aid. I know he's going to say tonight he's Negan. I know it for a fact. But is Eugene just smarter than the average bear? And if he is, maybe he's playing Negan. DJ Flexmaster, what's going on? George Morris, how you doing? Futurista Gamer. What's up, John Nichols? John, I know you're sharing my pain with that Kirkman series Rick video. Yeah, that hurt me, man. That hurt me bad. Deegan Leslie. Okay, so a lot of new people here. Tanya, I can see Tanya Sanchez here. So here's the deal. First of all, I'd love if you guys would just go up, slap the like button. That would be amazing. If you like what we're doing here, you want to come back. Also, if you're not subscribed, subscribe. When the video goes live, also, I'm going to ask a lot of your questions. These, or I'm going to repeat a lot of your questions. I guess I'm not going to ask your questions. I'm going to kind of throw them out there so we can all answer your questions. When the video is live, not everybody's going to see your chat along the side, so if I don't call on you, get over there when the video becomes live and leave your comments there as well too. So, hey Bree, good to see you. Charlie Mack from Ireland. Awesome. Glad you got a chance to make it. Don, Crystal Thomas. So a lot of the same people. This is awesome. I mean, we're really growing, and I can tell you guys are telling a few people about these live streams because more and more people are showing up every week. And tonight is going to be pretty amazing as well. All right. I can't give all the people shout outs. I'm just kind of pick and choose as we go. So if I miss you, I apologize. I'll try to make it up a little bit later. One thing with these streams is you'll see concurrent watching people. It'll be 90, 150, 200, 300 people at different times. So that's just the amount of people pop in and out the door. By the time this video goes live, I'm going to imagine we'll probably have 1,500 people will have been in the door, commented on some of these things. So your questions are very important, really, is what makes these streams. And if you don't want your question, you don't want your name to be called out, do not type it because anything is open season. So let's get this thing rolling. I got a few questions that I'm going to ask for you guys. And then we'll kind of go around. You'll answer a few of them, and I will ask some of them. So we're going to start out with a really interesting topic. I guess Amber has been to Mushroom Mountain once or twice, but who is counting? So Amber is going to go after some blue and yellow purple pills tonight. So I think, what do you guys think about Amber trying to get Eugene to make some, quote, suicide pills that she's going to convince him she's going to take, but evidently she's going to try to poison Negan. What's the thought process on that? And I guess my follow-up question to all of you is Eugene is going to refuse to make them, evidently. And once he refuses to make them and he knows what her plot is Eugene going to tell Negan? I think that's where we can really tell his loyalty. Maybe he refuses to make them and just because he doesn't think the timing is right, or maybe he refuses and actually turns her over. I think if he turns her in, you can definitely see he's betrayed Rick. So I know it's a small detail, but something we need to take a look at, and I think that might help us take a look at the bigger picture of where Eugene's loyalty actually lies. So, keep them coming. Keep the comments coming, everybody. Yeah. Amber, she's in a tough situation. And poor Mark. I mean, what do we think is left of Mark? We haven't seen him since the iron incident. So Michael Calcutt says Eugene is going to be loyal to Negan. Marissa Kirksey says he will probably tell Negan. So it's going to be really interesting. Stay tuned for just a couple of those little small variances. That's what we got to do. When we do the hidden clues, we'll dig down for some of that stuff. George says Eugene will take over the Saviors. After they lock Negan up in the cell. Lindsay Luke, won't work. Eugene will tell Negan because he's going to try to prove his loyalty. Okay, I'll give you that. So if he tries to prove his loyalty and he rats out Amber, how's that going to play out when Sasha breaks in and tries to rescue Eugene? Is Eugene going to turn over Sasha, which is going to lead to her death? If he gets there, there is no turning back. That is the absolute, you ain't coming back. I don't care what you do. You get Sasha killed, then it's off limits. So let me do a follow-up question. And you guys can see we got Dwight in the picture. Also, some of you guys that are new to the stream, we're not going to blow you away with fancy videos and all those things. This is talk radio. So we're going to put an image up there, and it's just all about our connection. It's your questions and my voice. We just got a picture of Dwight up there because a lot of the theme tonight is going to be around Dwight. So another question for the group. Are you guys ready to forgive Dwight for shooting Denise in the eye? I just want to take the pulse of the group to see if people, if they're going to accept him. I mean, are we desperate to accept people at this point that Rick just needs people so badly? Because they are going to play with our emotions a little bit. What's up, Max Salmon? Thanks for popping in. What's up, Pops? So it'll be a little bit of a pause because there's about a 15-second lag or so. So when I ask the question, I may wait for some of your responses as well. So Angus Johnson says no. Charlie McCormick, nope. Bluegrass already forgave him. Gunrod Gaming says yes. DJ Flexmaster, no. The ETZ Mom, what is up? No. James Moon says I love you. I love you too, James Moon. Appreciate the love there. Riley Shreveland, okay. Got yup, no. So just real quick, it looks like we're a good 70% are probably saying no at this point. I don't have an exact statistics counter. I'm just guessing based on what I see there. So maybe 60. 60% are saying no, they're not going to forgive him. And this is where the writer's going to play with our emotions. Because I think at some point they're going to make us feel sorry for Dwight. Because Dwight's not ready to leave tonight. But something else is going to go down. Something else is going to have to happen. And I think they might manipulate our feelings for Eugene to make us accept Dwight a little bit. I know that's some serious psychology there. Like, what are these writers doing to us? They're just messing with our heads. But we're probably going to be trading Dwight for Eugene long term. Thank you so much. LA China, that is an awesome comment. So I'm going to stick around because I love the content. I don't care if it's a spoiler video. I just love listening. So, well, thank you. I appreciate that. So Heather Lucille says she's ready to forgive. All right, we're going to change topics here really, really quickly. The furnace. On a scale of 1 to 10, with 10 being the Lucille beatdown of Glenn with his eye coming out of the side of his head. I hate to remind you guys of that because it still kind of gives me chills. So 10 is the Glenn beatdown scene. And let's just say the highest is 10. How much gore are we going to see in the furnace scene tonight? So So if you guys do not know the spoiler, obviously we're talking spoilers, so most people should know it. But if you haven't watched some of the videos, then we're speculating, strong speculating, that Dr. Emmett Carson is going to be tossed into the furnace while he's still alive. How much gore are we going to see? You think they're going to give us the full 10? Or you think they're going to tone it down? Because it's been a big rumor the last few weeks is that the gore is definitely going to be turned down. So Cornelius giving it 8. George Morris is 10. Max Salmon is 10. A lot of people are saying they're going to tone it down, so I'm seeing a lot of 5s. Yeah, a lot of people are middle of the pack that they really think that they're going to not show it, not show the whole gist of it. Bluegrass said it's going to be a 999. There you go. 8 or 9. So, you know, it's kind of interesting because most people are expecting it to be mild. So if they throw some serious gore in there, I think it might shock a few people because it looks like the expectations are kind of dimmed. Plus, you know, there hasn't been a lot of that. I mean, you know, we did see Spencer, but ever since the Spencer death, it's been pretty mild for a few weeks. So I definitely think it's going to be ramped back up. So it's going to be hot in here. No doubt about it. All right. Stacks. What's going on, Stacks? I see a few more people. Once again, let me give you guys the advertise. Actually, it's not an advertisement. We got about 150 people concurrent right now. If you guys could do me a favor, just slide the mouse over, slap the like button. That would be awesome. And once again, once the video goes live, if you guys could check out the review of the video, at least a little bit of it, listen to it, but more importantly, leave some of the comments below, especially if I don't answer your questions. One more thing as well, all you guys that are in chat right now, we will ramp up. There's usually a lot more people in the reactions video. So tonight, after Talking Dead at 11:30 Eastern Standard Time, I'll give you guys about a 30-minute break after Chris Hardwick, and we're going to do live reactions, what we got right about the episode, talk about just some hidden things that we uncovered. So hopefully all of you guys will be able to come back for that as well. We have a lot of fun with that. And this group is a pretty tight-knit group. It's been together for a while. So I see more and more people, and there's a lot of people interact with each other. So just awesome, awesome stuff. So I'm seeing a lot of people. Rock Calvin says, exactly, I love the gore. So, you know, somebody asked me before, like, how do I feel about it? I guess it was related to the gore or the violence. I'm immune to it. I didn't go back and watch the beatdown scene a whole lot. It was more of the emotional scene with Glenn. Like, I didn't care about the gore. It was his reaction to it. I mean, things that hit me are things like, and this is why I'm so opposed to Negan. I mean, I love Negan's character, but I don't like bullying. And I think when Negan put the bat in Rosita's face and he's like, look at it, you know, and Red, because he will forever be Red, you know, just a lot of the dialogue that was going along with it. And then, you know, he hits Glenn and he's just like looking at it. I can't really understand what you're trying to say. I mean, that type of thing got me more than the gore. The gore just doesn't hit me. It's the reaction to the gore. And then, of course, when, you know, he was finishing Glenn off and the lights were shining there, just, you know, it's almost like he was more proud of it or that kind of release. Yeah. What's up, Root Beer Brad? You are late, but it's okay. Seth Morgan says they need to give us more gore. Yeah, I'm feeling it, Lindsay. It's a zombie apocalypse. They should have more gore. Let's do it, Stacks. Let's send them a letter. Stacks says they need to have me host or co-host the Talking Dead. I'd be like that, you know, the woman takes all the notes. I'd kind of be there, like, well, let me check my notebook, and this is what I noticed, and this is what I think it means. I can't remember her name, although she did lie. I knew she knew who was beat down in the lineup, but every time she was on the show, she kept acting like she didn't know. They get spoilers. So, Joshua Fett says, oh, sorry, Josh, your comment just scrolled right off the screen. I have to get back to you. Michelle Collins, do you think the highway scene where they drove the cars and cut the walkers looked very fake? Most overhyped scene ever. I liked it. This is funny because you look at that and you say, oh, it's not realistic. But, you know, a zombie apocalypse really isn't realistic either with walkers walking around. So once we establish that we watch a show that is not realistic, first thing I was looking at is, you know, the wire cable, all those bodies. it would have pulled off the car, but I just enjoyed it for what it was. I just thought it was a cool concept. How it was done, you know, it's like when Shiva came out. A lot of people were really dogging the CGI and the animatronics thing and said, well, Shiva doesn't look realistic. But there's a lot of things that don't look realistic on the show. Yeah, there you go. Somebody just, Seth Morgan said, Yvette Nicole Brown. Yeah, sorry, I totally forgot her name. Man, you guys are awesome. You got to stop flattering. I can't read all the good comments, but I appreciate them. So thanks so much. So I did like it. But, you know, you got to take some of these things with a grain of salt. So BMX Dream, I don't get it. Eugene saw Glenn and Abraham get beat down by Negan. Why would he betray and help Negan? It's a great question. And that is exactly the question that is going to make it so hard for me tonight. And evidently the episode ends with Eugene saying, I'm Negan, interrupting Negan, where Negan walks in and says, who are you? I'm Negan. Just like that quick. So not 100% positive, but that's the way I heard the episode ends. And I think, you know, we'll talk about it tonight after Talking Dead, because I think it's just going to be one of those mini cliffhangers, I guess. Just kind of hits you right in the heart a little bit. But, yeah, I mean, unless Eugene is just smarter than the rest of us and he sees the bigger picture. So, old one-eyed Carl says the junkyard was the worst CGI. Yeah, you know, the plane / bird in the background, whatever, the green screen. It wasn't good, but it just, to me, it was supposed to be that biblical reference. And I think I put that in one of my videos, like Moses on the mountaintop. They do a lot of those things where they try to make it bigger than the show. And, you know, the clouds are perfect, you know, the sky's really blue, all those things. You see Rick just sort of, you know, painted on that background. I'm okay with it. I mean, we could pick it apart if we wanted to, but that's not really why we're here. We're here to show our appreciation how awesome the show is, not nickel and dime it. Hey, it's Lauren, does not want to go to school tomorrow. So don't. Call out. That's bad advice. All right, give me some more spoiler questions. Michael liked it. So Sharon Doble is saying, I think Eugene is smarter than we think. Yeah, I'll let you guys know tonight. I'll have a really, really strong, wholehearted opinion on it. Right now, I know I'm skating around it. I'm not giving you guys a straight answer, but I need a little bit more data. And what was interesting when I asked you guys earlier, are you ready to accept Dwight? We're going to ask that question in about 3 weeks, and I think the tables are drastically going to turn. And the video I just did, I was joking. I didn't put it in the video, but I left a comment because I'm going to go ahead and get it started. That Sherry is going to shave her head and she's going to become alpha. So before we say where are the whispers and who's going to be alpha, there you go. There's my prediction. Sherry. Sherry runs away. Done. Let's just squash it right now. Hey, Bree, it was a joke. I'm not parenting. Do not call out for school, please. Go to school. Do like Mary, one of my subscribers, said that she goes to school and listens to my Walking Dead comic readings while she's at school. So I would rather you do that. That is much more productive than calling out and faking sick. Swicky Boy Beast says, will the doctor get the iron? No, he ain't going to get the iron. He's going to get the whole furnace, my man. He is going to get tossed in. The only question I have for that is if Negan's going to beat him down with Lucille first. From what I'm hearing, he's going to beat down the doctor. I don't know if it's going to be with his fist and then just kind of toss him in the furnace. I don't know if he's going to tap him on the head a couple times, Lucille. But yeah, he's going head over heels. Bubba McGregor, people make a lot of bad choices to survive in this world and often have to go back on them. It is. I mean, who's a character that we didn't like and we learned? Father Gabriel, right? I mean, wasn't Father Gabriel what an emotional roller coaster with him. I liked him. I didn't like him. I liked him. I didn't like him. I like him. You know, it's, man, I don't know what to do with him. I like him now. He was awesome last week. So, GC Treasure, did you notice? Yes, I did notice a Smoking Bandit. Actually, I put a picture of that in my Hidden Clues video this week. Rebecca, I think Eugene owes his heart more to Abraham. He may act and look like he is Negan, but will turn on the saviors. That's what I'm hoping. Merle Dixon says, screw Gabrielle. Max Salmon hating from the start. He's getting better. We are supposedly going to hear Easy Street tonight. And if you guys forgot how it goes, once it's in your head, it'll never go away. We're on Easy Street, and it feels so sweet. So just start singing it now. Play it over a few times. Get ready, because Eugene might be doing some Macarena or something to it. Charlie Mack says, I still want Father Gabriel to shut up sometimes. Father Gabriel, see, hey, we can go with more biblical references, because I thought the background, the screen they put Rick in front of, I thought it was appropriate because of the way Father Gabriel has been making Rick into almost the Messiah, like he's bigger than life. Like Rick can do anything. That's what he said last week. Or, I was starting to lose faith until I saw you. And then he said something along the lines of, when you nodded at me, and basically, you know, he knew Rick was there looking for him, he got his faith back. So he's putting more faith in Rick right now than maybe his own divine cause, divine purpose. Lost Creeper, Kills, who is your favorite character? It was Abraham. He's gone. He's gone, he's gone. Oh, I better learn how to face he's gone. No more Abraham for me. Well, actually, rumor has it that we will see a little bit of Abraham in episode 16. I just don't think it's going to be very pleasant. Oh, you know, I hope they do, though, because, I mean, we know Sasha's going to die. I hope they have, like, Abraham with some wings standing at the gates of heaven, like, you know, with a peace sign to Sasha. That would be awesome writing. They should let me write that episode. Sasha gets stabbed. They put the bag over her head. They're going to take her to present her to Rick. And then while she's dying, the gates of heaven open up, and there's Abraham, smoking a cigar with a peace sign and some nice angel wings. Perfect. That'd be awesomeness. What's up, Nabil? Nabil BK. Max Salmon's favorite was Glenn. I'm reading a lot of same questions because a lot of same people. You guys got to get involved. There's a couple hundred people in here. Let's get some questions going, people. And if I miss it, type it a couple times. I mean, you don't have to spam it 100 times. I will get to you eventually, though. And that's why it's very, very important, if I don't read your comment, to get over to the video once it goes live and type it there, and we'll get somebody to answer it. So, Dylan Healy, Kills, do you think it'll be Rosita or Sasha to be killed off next? It's not going to be Rosita. It's Sasha. What happens, Dylan, is Rosita and Sasha go on this killing spree, and I'll give you guys the full spoilers the week before it happens. So, there was just this awesome spoiler last week when Rosita said, I'll just go by myself. So she's going to go up to Hilltop. They're going to patch things up. You know, she's just been totally hardcore, mean to everybody lately, so they get you kind of hating Rosita again. She'll make partnership with Sasha. They go kill a few saviors. They're getting ready to go in. Somehow Rosita gets locked out. Sasha gets in. Sasha tries to free Eugene. Eugene turns it down. What's great to me at this point is if Eugene turns in Sasha. And then that makes him the epic villain, because you ain't coming back from that. And then hopefully they will show, yeah, Sasha dies, man. A lot of people are asking right now. I mean, if they show Abraham like in a flashback scene, will he get one more abism? I mean, I don't think you can really beat Suck My Nuts, you know, right before you get hit with a bat. I mean, that's probably the best way for him to exit. So hopefully it's like just show him only, but don't give him another abysm, because I think he had the perfect exit. Mashing Monsters 999 was the first Walking Dead YouTuber I ever watched. Well, thank you. Appreciate that. Jamie Jordan, you think we'll see, you will not see Sherry. Evidently, she's not in the episode at all tonight. You know, something's going to happen with her in the future. Maybe Dwight meets up with her. Maybe we see kind of like that, maybe we see her walking around like that girl Diane saw her sister in the dress. Yeah, Rosita's got a little attitude right now. But I think it's just all intentional. I mean, it's overboard. It's Rosita like times 10. So they're setting us up for something with that. Bluegrass says, Baby Judith will ride Shiva into battle, carrying Jerry's war axe. She might. Joseph Collins says, will Negan kill Dwight? You know, it depends on what you believe. See, here's a couple things, because the die-hard comics people are going to say, no, Dwight needs to go back and join Rick's group. But as we know, there's many, many things that don't jive with the comics. Like Eugene. I mean, what if Eugene joins the Saviors? In the comics, Eugene was just some bad dude, right? But I don't think he ever joined the Saviors. But I'm only on issue number 32. So we're kicking up close to 200. I'm going to throw it out there again. I asked this question because I want to see how many people, and I know, a lot of people are bam, 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 bam. It's going to light up my screen. So how many of you are following along with me with the comics for the first time? I'm just curious. If you're not, if you guys get a chance, check some of those out. I am shocked by a lot of the differences. We'll do some live streams for that as well. I know I keep promising, but I'm going to get a whole big group of like comic people together because I'm starting to become one now. If you don't read the comics and you don't get a chance to, I read about 4 or 5 of them a week. I started with issue number 1. They're on my channel. You can go through. We're up to issue number 32. Pretty awesome stuff. So I think by the summer, I'm going to be caught up. So I'm going to know just a lot of stuff that's going on. I guess I probably should ask the question, because most of my subs do. I should ask the question, like, how many people are not checking out the comics? And I can kind of pick on you and harass you a little bit and say, why aren't you watching them? I spent a lot of time reading those comics. So there you go. Riley's honest. He says, I watched a couple. Yeah. I'm learning a lot. But, a good majority of my subs have already read all the comics, and they had just this epic knowledge that I didn't have. So I made a commitment to everybody. I'm going to go back and just read from the beginning, go all the way through, so I can kind of get the enjoyment, understand the character. But a lot of things are so much different. Yep. Jamie Jordan says they are so much different than the show. Zuka says, hey, Kills, do you think the doctor's death that he will... sorry, I didn't get your whole comment, man. The screen is just moving really, really quickly. I think it was something, will the doctor admit that he did it or try to weasel out of it? I don't think Negan's hearing it. I think the beatdown's going to happen regardless. George Morris says, Kills, when are you going to show your Walking Dead room? That's going to happen when I do the unboxing, the mega box. Because, I got to build it up. I am not a collector. I have no Walking Dead comics. I have no little figurines. I don't have a Lucille replica. So I'm behind. So the mega box is going to get me started with my collection. That'll be like my first Walking Dead stuff. My first things. So I'm going to make myself, I'm going to geek it out, man. I'm going to read the comics. I'm going to collect the comics. I'm going to get little figures, just all those little things. Operation 123 something 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 says, do I think Richard's character is similar to Shane? I could see the parallel. You mean Shane in the comics? Not Shane in the TV show, but Shane in the comics was so short-lived. Yeah, there could be some similarities. Heather Lucille, when do you think Sasha will die? 16, the season finale. Ethan Y, do you think Rosita will get her head chopped off in the show like in the comics? I don't. I think somebody will, but I don't think it's going to be Rosita. What's up, Lemonhead? All right, come on, Fluffy. Let's not make it political. We try to keep our political views to the side. We're talking Walking Dead, because anytime you come in and start talking politics, you're going to divide the room. And what I don't want to do is divide the room. I could care less who you guys voted for. Makes no difference to me. All I care is that we're here talking about The Walking Dead. So let's keep it that way. Thank you very much, sir. Maggie kill. Hold on. Heather Lucille says, just when I started to like Sasha. Yeah. Oh, I've liked Sasha for a while. When does the tiger die? Sorry, I forgot his name. Shiva. Oh, man. If they restrain Shiva and allow Negan to beat Shiva down with Lucille, I'm going to lose it, man. I'm going to lose it. What's up, Sean Cobras? Thanks, man. All right, next question. Let's keep the questions going. One thing you guys will notice about these streams, time flies we're doing these. Like, I did the Chill with Kills this morning. Even the one we do after the show, it's like you look down and an hour is gone. So, folks, we are 58 minutes away from The Walking Dead tonight. So I'm super hyped. I wasn't sure this episode was going to be good. I know I built it up all week long, but I think it's going to be awesome. Lindsay says, my theory is Carol will get Rosita's comic book death. I don't think so. Well, I'm not going to disprove your theory, but my theory is that Carol is going to get Michonne's hiatus, and Carol is going to meet Pete. And the reason I think that is because Carol's scene with Daryl last week, where she says, "I could kill them. I would kill them if they hurt any of our people. Is everybody okay?" So Daryl had to avoid that topic. So we know that Morgan is going to go crazy mode. Morgan will come and tell Carol. So Carol is going to blank everything out. She's going to go back and want revenge. But she also said that if I do that, there's going to be nothing left of me. And I think that was just an awesome, awesome spoiler. The only way Carol is going to be able to get away is to literally get away. Get on a boat and leave. Because as long as she's around, Daryl's going to walk up and find her. Somebody's always going to find her. And she's going to be completely exhausted after she has to go into all-out war. She's going to need to get away. I don't know. Just my theory. I may be completely wrong. But because Michonne has that deep love interest with Rick that's so much different than the comic. And see, I have not read those in the comics, but I have researched those. There's some things in the comics that I do know that aren't completely shocking. I'm not oblivious to everything, but I do know that Michonne evidently, in the comics, she doesn't like the fact that Rick wouldn't kill Negan, that he locked him up. At least that's the speculation. So she decides to leave, and they have this whole time skip of 2 years. All right, let's get back to some of your questions. Based on 710, do you think Carol is going to commit suicide? No, I don't think so. Muse says, Morgan cares for Carol. He wouldn't tell her to be mean. No, he's not telling her to be mean. He's telling her because he's going to open up to her. Morgan's going to kill Richard. And after Morgan kills Richard, even Daryl dropped a hint with this. Daryl said, you need to make sure the kingdom's on board with what we're doing. He said that in so many words. So Morgan is really the gatekeeper. Morgan needs to go to Carol to get Carol to go to Ezekiel to get Ezekiel to go into all-out war. And the only way Morgan is going to get Carol to do it is to tell Carol about Glenn and Abraham. Bluegrass says, Kills, I don't want Simon to die. They're saving that one for Carl. Rest assured, Carl will be the person to execute Simon. He's just done too many things with Carl's hat. You don't keep messing with Carl's hat. All right. I'm going to get one more ramp up because a lot of how will Richard die? Apparently, I'll go through this in 1 second. Let me give my quick plug for the thumbs up because we got about 60, 70 additional people. If you guys are new in the chat, if you guys could jump up, just hit the like button. That would be amazing for me. All right, that's the last reminder. I'm not going to say it again. How will Richard die? So the rumor it's being called is Melongate. So Richard has already tried to frame Carol. That came true. We were spot on with that. Remember the picture that AMC put out a couple weeks ago? There was a picture of 4 cantaloupes. So what my speculation is that the Savior's going to come back in a couple weeks, and Benjamin will be there, Richard will be there, and they're going to be light. Remember when Gavin was doing the counting in the back, and he's like, oh, it looks a little bit light. And then Ezekiel says, I suggest you count them again, something like that. And he counts them and goes, oh, yeah, you're right, 4, 5, 6, 8, they're all there. So in a few weeks when they come back to pick it up again, they're not going to be all there. The cantaloupe is going to be kind of some big deal where he shorts them. Richard is going to find a way to manipulate it and blame it on Benjamin. Maybe he says, hey, you know, the kid gave him away, did something. They're going to kill Benjamin. Morgan is not having it because Benjamin is like his protege. Probably reminds him of his son Dwayne. So when Richard sets up this plan and gets Benjamin killed, Morgan is going to retaliate. He's going to kill Richard. After he kills Richard, he's going to drag his body or whatever. I think that handprint might be Morgan's handprint after he kills Richard. We saw that a couple weeks ago. And then Morgan's going to come clean with Carol. He's going to know this is going to become war. We've seen this firsthand. We saw the Saviors beat down Benjamin. So at that point, Morgan is emotionally tied to it. He goes and tells Carol about Glenn and Abraham. Carol goes to Ezekiel. Then we got everybody on board. It's going to play out something like that, at least in the same atmosphere. Ethan Y., when do you think we'll see Oceanside again? In a couple weeks. Tara's going to take them to Oceanside. Luckily for Tara, I said this in a previous video as well, Tara lied to Rosita, just right to her face. That when Rosita said, I know you had to find something out there. Nope, didn't find anything. Tara is lucky that Rosita is going on her mission with Sasha and she's not going to be there when they go to Oceanside. Because I don't know, Rosita would lose her mind. She might beat Tara down. Jackson wants to know, do you think the trash group will betray his Rick group? I've heard that speculated. So let me get some more details before I get back to that. I've heard that they will turn on Rick's group eventually. But I don't have all the details for it yet. Max Salmon misses Cindy. Yeah, I told you, anything's fair game, buddy. Anthony Montavo, will the war be the biggest one in the show? It's going to be pretty big. I think the Whispers are going to be bigger at some point. I don't know a lot about the Whispers because I'm not that far in the comics. But there's always a bigger army, a bigger group. There's always something around the corner. Exactly, Jamie. That's exactly where they're going to get their guns. Black Hawk says, will Rosita die? I don't think anytime soon. Operation, how will Heavy Metal Savior die? Oh, man, I want that guy to die so bad. I hope he dies sometime. I hope Richard takes him out before Morgan kills him. I hope that's a little, maybe there's a skirmish there. And who knows, maybe multiple people die. So Heavy Metal guy beats down Benjamin. Richard kills Heavy Metal guy. Morgan kills Richard. That might be a little too much. But hopefully that happens. Hey, Sarah. Hey, yo, Kills. How you doing? Hey, yo, Sarah. Now, Rick ain't going to lose his hand. But I do want to see how they're going to deal with him having a hole in his hand. I do think that we are going to get another glimpse of Dirty Davy tonight. I was watching a sneak peek and watching it kind of slow-mo, and it looks like Dirty Davy hitting someone and maybe trying to sexually assault someone, and Negan kind of opens the door with the bat on his shoulder. So I don't know if Dirty Davy's going to die tonight. I don't know if he's just going to beat him a little bit, maybe smack him a couple times. So, not 100% on that, but it wasn't in any of the spoiler information. But what they could do tonight is show Negan's philosophy on taking advantage of women. He's against it. Yeah, Jerry can just say anything and he's funny. Yeah, Dirty Davy, man. If he doesn't die tonight, it's gonna incense me more. Cheerless Entertainment. What is your opinion on Rosita? Now, most people in this stream know my opinion on Rosita. I don't know. You guys want to get me started on that again? I'm a big Rosita fan. But when I say that, immediately I just get like a lot of lashback. A lot of venom comes out. So I'm not even going to go down that road right now. I accept Rosita for who the characters have made her at this point. I like what the writers are doing because I got a feeling I know why they're doing it. Oh, what do we got? Kills. What do you think Negan was before it all? He was a gym coach. That I know. So, David Howells, first live stream. Welcome aboard, David. Hopefully you like what we're doing here. You join. Appreciate your comments, your input. And hopefully you subscribe and hang out with us every week. Another advertisement real quick for you guys. So, some of the people, their first live stream, we also do a Wednesday Walker edition. I needed 2 W's. Hey, maybe it's corny. It's something I came up with. But on Wednesday nights, we also get together and we talk about this week's episode and next week's episode. It's kind of a bridge between the 2 editions, any new information that we have. So if you guys aren't doing anything on Wednesday, I'd love for you guys to hang out with us there as well, too. So we do other live streams as well, but the ones that we've committed times to are the Wednesday Walkers. I do a Chill with Kills every Sunday morning at 11. It's just mainly for my gaming subs. And then we do this one before The Walking Dead, and we do the reaction after The Talking Dead. So that's the schedule at this point. I'm going to try to keep committing to that, at least the live streams. And there'll be a whole bunch of other stuff, kind of filler stuff in between, whether it's a pack opening, video gameplay, comic book reading, or a theory. So stay tuned for all of that stuff. Really appreciate you guys being here. And I know I say it every video, but this channel has just grown unbelievably in the last 7 or 8 months. So just a sincere thank you to all of you in chat right now. You guys make this channel. That's why I love reading your comments, because I would not be here if it weren't for all of you. So thank you, thank you, thank you so much. And I'll do shout-outs at the end of this, but we're not ready to go yet. I got another, maybe another 10 minutes, 5 to 10 minutes. We'll take a few more questions, and then we'll wrap it up, just showing you guys a whole lot of love. So next question. Will Rick become the new Jesus? We already have a new Jesus. Rick's going to be Rick. Flower Girl says, kills easy. Hey, I did a little bit of Easy Street before. That's all you guys are getting from me. I'm just on just a one line, just a quick little jingle. So, peace, Cornelius Jones. Thank you for being here. And also, tell Tiger, my man, what's up? And appreciate his support as well, too. Ramon says, Kills, are we going to sing together? You guys might see some Kill Shot karaoke at some point on the channel. Don't sleep on that. That may happen. I've been promising that for a while, but could definitely do some Rock Band VR and some other things later on in the channel. Let's get to the summer when Walking Dead has kind of died down a little bit, and you'll see some of the other stuff, either whether it's vlogs or there'll be some other projects that I work on once we're kind of taking a break from Walking Dead. We'll still talk about Walking Dead as well. You know, we'll still get together. That's going to be a lot of fun. What's up, Hugo Olvera? Thank you. Kills, please answer my next question. I've typed it over 10 times now. Well, Charlie, I actually saw that. Oh, man. All right, type it again, Charlie. I'll look for your name as it's streaming up. Dude, it's tough. I mean, there's a couple hundred things just like bam, 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 rolling up my screen. All right. If you guys saw Charlie Mac's question, maybe somebody else can type it as well, so I'll see it. Fluffy7 says, Kills, you sound like you could do some country music. Probably. I could probably do country, R&B, hip-hop, whatever you want, man. I aim to please. When The Walking Dead... Oh, here we go. All right, so Charlie Mack, now I got to stop chat and read your question. So, kills. The girl uses the bow and arrow at the Kingdom. Sisters with the girl who Gabe held a knife to at the junkyard. They look weirdly similar. And there was the whole sister dress reference. If they are, Charlie, I have no idea. I have not heard any information on that. Fogatio? I'm sorry, I'm not saying your name the right way. Do you cover Fear the Walking Dead? We can. I'm current on it. I mean, I watch it, but it just doesn't. I don't have the appreciation and the love for it yet. Maybe it'll change. It'll pick up, but I'm just not 100% committed to it. Hydra Start, will Sherry ever die? It's a great question. I don't know. She's going to go AWOL after tonight. We don't know when we're going to see her again. I'll put it like this, because you asked if I cover Fear the Walking Dead. I think I'll cover... Maboon, thank you. Appreciate the love. Maboon says, kills, you're the best. See, I see that comment. I don't know what it is about that. It, like, my eyes immediately goes to it. So, as far as Fear the Walking Dead, if we've got enough of a crowd and people want to do it and they want to give their opinion, their insight, then I'll do it. Because it's pretty much what you guys want. I'll host it if you guys want to talk about it. And that could branch out into other things. I know I've gotten a lot of requests for Game of Thrones, but I can honestly tell you I haven't even watched one episode of Game of Thrones. And see, like, as soon as I even say that word, watch, I'll have a little bit of lag, and then a couple people say, "Oh man, you should do Game of Thrones. I love that. It's my favorite show." But I got to go through and I have to catch up on everything. So I have no idea what you typed, Lost Creeper. I see, can you answer me? But I didn't see your initial question. D.E. Shelton says, how's Eric supposed to die? I heard he could be a traitor. He could definitely be a traitor. I could definitely see that happening. I mean, he would do anything at this point to protect Aaron. So if he thinks that he can get away with something, you could definitely see it happening. Wow, a lot of questions just popped up. Heather says, kills, do you think Sasha's death will be what the table's seen with the candles? Remember? Yeah, I mean, they do some subtle hints from time to time. And a lot of times, you make a prediction, and then you go back and sort of watch to see if it came true. So how many people at the table, how many candles were lit? I do think there's some relevance to that. Do I watch Arrow? Yes, I do watch Arrow. But can't really do prediction videos on Arrow. Jamie says, kills, do you think Shiva will get a kill in? I do. Yeah, I think she's going to get a... I think she's going to get a kill in, but I think that's going to be kind of heartbreaking when they kill Shiva. And I just got a feeling it's going to be Negan. I think it's going to take like a lot of people to restrain Shiva, and Negan's going to beat the tiger down with Lucille, and I'm going to hate it. Lewis Stewart, I am hearing rumors that there will be a second lineup. But we'll talk about that a little bit more next week. Lisa G. What's up, Lisa? I see that 999 Army. That's all of you guys. Thank you so much. I appreciate the 999 Army is in full effect. You guys make this channel awesome, so thank you. Appreciate it. What episode will Carol find out about Glenn? Let me go back to my spoiler. I got a lot of notes on my spoilers. I think it's going to be in 2 weeks. Brandon says, do you think Rick will kill Negan? No, I don't. I think they're going to keep him around. That I do think will stay pretty true to the comics. Kills, what's your favorite theory for the end of show? My favorite theory is I think that there'll be a couple people alive, and there'll be some military people still alive and hiding. There'll be a couple colonies set up, and I think they'll find a cure. Root beer Brad. Kills, I must know. Negan versus Jesus. Who would win? Jesus. I don't think Negan is going to be that great of a fighter. I think he's just a bully, and he's psychological warfare. He outsmarts people. But as far as actually brawn and beating somebody down, I mean, Jesus is a martial artist. Jesus could take out a lot of those guys. Weird Walking Dead theories. Kills, which Negan is better, the show or the comic? I am not far enough in the comics to answer that question, honestly. Let me get up to issues in the 90s, and I'll let you know. Charlie Mack. Kills, will Dwight join the group if Tara is in it? That is a great, great question. Maybe Tara dies. That's another theory that's out there. Sasha bites Tara. Tara's gone. You don't have to worry about it. Then Dwight can cross over without worrying about the backlash from Denise. And Rick may need people. Do you think... we'll skip that question. Sorry. Kills, what do you think of Dwight really being good or just playing the part in front of Negan? Well, Dwight's still going to be faking it tonight, but I think the letter he reads from Sherry is really going to hit home. And he's going to start looking for an exit strategy. I mean, that's going to ring over his head over and over again. If you guys have not watched that video, I posted a video about an hour ago. If you want a real spoiler of the letter, I hope it's authentic, but it's called Negan's Lost Loves. It's on my channel. But I actually went through and read the entire letter, and I think there's some parts of it. If they show Dwight in that house tonight and they hear Sherry's voice reading that letter, I think it's going to be very emotional. And it'll be something he carries around with him and is ultimately going to be his driving force to leave Negan and find another way. Because she says in the letter, I hope you leave. You know, basically, I hope you find yourself. So a lot of questions regarding, you know, whether Tara will accept Dwight, whether Dwight will leave. So, you know, that's just the way I see it happening. Where is Heath? That's $1 million question. Nobody knows where Heath is at this point. They're letting Heath do his other acting thing. They'll write him back into the show eventually. Do you think the death of Sasha will contribute to a new arc for Rosita? I definitely do. I think we might see a kinder, gentler Rosita. Negan versus the Governor. Who would win? The Governor's pretty rough in the comic. Now, I am up to that point. Okay, hold on. All right, Lauren, I see. Answer me. Answer me. Do you think Eugene lied and really is a scientist? Answer me, please. Yes, I do think Eugene. I think Eugene knows his stuff. I mean, he can make a bullet. He is going to be able to make suicide pills tonight. So Eugene is a lot smarter than people give him credit for. Now, if you follow up that question and say, is Eugene really going to betray Rick, or is he really going to be part of Negan's group, I will have a better answer for that tonight. Lisa G says, Kills, we know you work for AMC. Not yet. I'm trying to get hired. Hopefully you guys can put in a good word for me. Zuka, hey Kills, do you think Ezekiel will live on, or will we be seeing his head on a pike? Ezekiel's going to die, Negan will not die. So Fluffy, why can't Rick's group just leave the state they are in and get away from Negan's? They put their anchor down. They want to make a home. They got the walls there. They're trying to build up. They're tired of running. They don't want to keep relocating. Because who knows? There could be danger around every corner. So that is the last question we're going to take. You guys got a ton of awesome questions. I appreciate it. One day we'll do a telethon. We'll just do like a 3-4 hour, not a telethon, a marathon. We'll do like a 3 or 4 hour marathon. Just keep the questions going. I wish I could answer all of them. So I'm going to do some shout outs here in a second, which is very customary of the video. Thank you guys so much. You guys make this channel just awesome. So I try to give as much of the credit back. There's a couple hundred people in here, so I'm not going to be able to get through everybody's name. Once again, if you guys have not hit the like button, if you guys could hit the like button, that's the last time I'm going to say it. The video will be live in about 10 or 15 minutes, so get over to this video when it is live and leave your comments there. If I didn't answer your comments, somebody will answer. If it's not myself, it'll be one of the other subscribers. And if you guys are not watching the spoiler videos or some of the other videos of the comics, check those out as well. So thank you, thank you, thank you. Stick around later on tonight. We'll have that invite up very shortly. and that'll be our live stream reactions tonight after Talking Dead, 11:30 Eastern Standard Time. So if it's your first time here, thank you for being here. If you're here on a regular basis, you just know that I appreciate you guys being here every week. So I want to say what's up to a lot of people that are scrolling up right now. So Riley, Master Gamers, Devin Lopez, Maboon, what's up to you? David Howell, George Morris, Flower Girl 376, Sharon Doble, Lost Creeper, Jeffrey Velasquez, Amy in Pennsylvania. What's up, Amy? Hey, it's Lauren, Lindsay Luke, Ace Man, Hydra Start, the ETZ Mom, Root Beer Brad, Lisa G. Thank you. Nabil BK, Alexander Burke something. Sorry, it was going too fast. Diane Estes. What's up, Diane? And if I'm giving you a shout out, then don't spam it, please, because I can't read everybody. Matthew Maldonado, Hydra Start, Zombie Boy, 3935. Oh my goodness. So many people in here. This is going to be hard to do tonight. If we have like 500 or 600 people, there's no way I can get shout outs to everybody. That's why you guys have to watch when the video goes live, and I'll get your shout out over there. I promise. Mr. Fire. What's up, Fire? Hopefully you guys are looking at this screen and seeing how difficult this is to read along. Blackhawk, Charlie Mack, Lindsay Luke, John Wampler, Lucky the Orange Cat, Mashing Monsters, Sweet Somebody. All right. Thanks, everybody. If I missed you on the shout out, I'll try to catch up on the next video. Thanks once again, and we're going to end this video in 3, 2, 1. Peace out, everybody.